Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series GameStop Exclusive 2-pack from the GamerVerse Spider-Man PS4/PS5 game. This is the Inner Demon and Mr. Negative. So this is kind of a true builder pack. If you buy multiples, then you can army build the Inner Demon. Then you would have a bunch of extra Mr. Negative. That's not really going to work out. I was hoping at the time of this review that I would have my other two sets that I ordered. They were supposed to arrive today. They are not coming today. For whatever reason, I had two separate orders, so one shipped quicker than the other two, and I have at least one set for you guys. But I did order three, so I can have three separate Inner Demons, one for each head sculpt mask that this figure pack comes with. As you can see here, they have three different ones, and they're all really awesome. So I was hoping to have the three, so I can kind of have a little bit of an Inner Demon army going on. But unfortunately, I do not. I do not. This is a pretty good pack. The problem that I have with this pack is see, right there, that's the damn problem. These damn suited body figures. Oh, it pisses me off. I hate this one. Hate. Because these feet, these legs, they suck. The arms are tiny. They suck. This one's not as bad. This is like the Logan body. The feet are still bad, and I'm gonna blame it on not even the legs on this one. It's just the feet specifically and how thin they are and stuff, and then how much space is there to hinge the feet to get him to stand up straight. He's kind of leaning, and I hate that. Other than that, the figures look really good, you know, from an aesthetic standpoint, but from an action figure standpoint, just getting this guy to stand is really a pain in the ass. Now, accessories, there's a bunch of them, so we'll go into each one. We'll take a closer look at all the cool things. It's pretty nice. I love that we're getting figures from the Spider-Man video game. This one is years too late. Like, it's ridiculous. The Miles Morales game came out even over a year ago at this point. 2 years. 2 years ago. So it's just really late, but it's cool that we finally get it. I mean, technically, Hasbro gave us a Mr. Negative figure in the 3 3/4 inch line of GamerVerse figures, which I do have here. Oh, his vest kind of came out unpopped. Well, he didn't really wear a vest, but they just reused this body from a Professor X, I believe it was. Then I thought I heard somebody say that Professor X was reused from a G.I. Joe figure. I don't know that they crossed lines when it comes to reusing body parts and things, but this was a Mr. Negative that we had. Again, 3 3/4 inch line. You know, that I think I ended up getting at like Ross for like $10 or something like that. But finally, and now in 6-inch form, we do have a few figures from the Spider-Man game, and I'll show those off a little bit later. But here's the advanced suit, and I wish we would have gotten like its own mold just for this suit. Hopefully for the next Spider-Man game, they actually do that, because they went all out on Miles Morales, giving us a whole brand new body and everything, and we actually even got two of him. We also had a GameStop exclusive for him. So video game figures I'm happy with, as long as they're not kind of that Avengers game that nobody really played. I never even opened mine. I bought it, and then stupid me never opened it. But Spider-Man was such an awesome game, so I want to get more characters. It's cool that we get these, but I mean, literally bring on any character from the game. Give me all the villains, give me all the troop builders, everything would be cool. We got the Spider logo there, Spider-Man game logo, the two figures there, side artwork, Mr. Negative, and some of the Inner Demons. And then you could see here this guy with the vest with no jacket. We didn't get that, unfortunately. 3D renders, all the accessories that it comes with there. And then let's get right to the figures. 4 minutes in, almost. So I'm going to take a look at accessories first. So Mr. Negative, he comes with this sword here, and this looks pretty good. It's all done in this white plastic. It's got like a pearlescent sheen to it. It's kind of weird, so it's not just like a straight up white color. You have to really have it in hand to kind of see what I'm talking about, but you can see the sculpt there. Looks pretty good. Now what we also got, and I don't know really how to explain this from the video game standpoint. It's like Mr. Negative when he uses his powers and he gets, you know, things like go the negative opposite color and kind of all smoky and stuff. So that's what this effect piece is, and it's really cool. And you can see the sword just plugs right into it, and it goes all the way down, so you could have a sword and it has that smoky texture feature on there. So it's pretty cool that they did that. I really like that. So you can have the sword by itself, and then you can have it to where it's smoky like when he's using his powers. I think that was a really nice touch that Hasbro did there. So we have that. Now, to go along with that smokiness, when Mr. Negative does that, he kind of has that smoky shine or whatever it is that's going on with him. We get these two pieces that'll go over his wrists, so you can kind of just work them. It's not like a closed loop or anything, so you can kind of expand on it, and they just kind of sit over the wrist like so. So you can have that over his arm there. It's just done in this black translucent color. The same with this, although it's a little bit darker black as you kind of get towards the actual sword, but some of those areas you do see this translucency. But there we have that. We get two pieces, and I'm trying to think, they're not exactly the same. They are a little bit different, but the same thing. You're going to wrap them around the wrist. It is not a closed loop, so you can kind of open that up there and kind of wrap around his wrist and do the same for both hands. So you have that there. So that looks pretty cool. The skin tone, they went with this really dark blue, which is kind of odd. You know, looking at the 3 3/4 inch, they went with this like metallic sky blue, and I don't know which one I kind of like more. Maybe the darker blue, now that I look at it, because it would, you know, with it being a darker color, contrasting with the white of the suit and everything, I guess that kind of works out a little bit better. But, you know, these are a nice touch. It just has the black handkerchief there, white tie, black shirt, white suit, white shoes, because the negative, the opposite would be black suit, white shirt, black tie, and everything like that. It looks pretty good. Looking at the head sculpt, I think it looks pretty good. And I think based on the game, that's pretty close match. You know, I don't think it's too far off or anything like that. But it looks good. But again, not a whole lot going on here. This is the older suited body where the ankles do not have the swivel, so that's why he's a little bit harder to stand. No, hold on. No, hold on. Wait. Okay, hold on. Ha ha ha. Boom, got him to stand. It's a pain in the ass. I hate it. But let's move on to one of the inner demons. So here is the one. This is the head that actually comes on the figure out of the package, and this looks pretty cool. It's a bald guy. And the mask looks pretty awesome. The paint apps on the masks are pretty good. I could understand if people are going to be worried about, you know, how clean those white lines and things are going to be on some of these guys, because it wouldn't surprise me if some of them look bad. Luckily, mine all look pretty good, and I don't have any issues with that. So that's the first one. Let's pop this off and get to another one. I was a little bit stiff. Be careful when popping these off, because my buddy, he actually pulled the dumbbell joint out of the neck. Not sure how that happened on his, but, you know, it's happened on other figures. Oh, that's a tight fit getting it on there. Okay, so here is the second mask. This one's crazy. This one's all like pokey and stuff, so careful in grabbing it. Like even these side little horns there, those are sharp. Like when you pop that on there, you want to be careful. But here the paint apps again look really good. No complaints whatsoever. I like the way they look. Another bald guy. But yeah, that one's pretty awesome. But I think the next one's going to be my favorite. The next one's crazy looking. So let's. Gripping this one's going to be hard too, because it pokes the shit out of me. Okay, so then we have this one. This is the third head sculpt. This one's my favorite. This one actually has hair, as you can see there, a little bit of a dark brown shade there. But look at this mask. Oh, this one is crazy looking. I like that. Again, paint apps are all good on mine. I have no complaints and no worries, but again, I would be scared, because that's something that Hasbro can easily mess up, because they have messed up easier things than this. So just be careful of that. But this one's going to be my favorite mask look. You guys let me know down in the comments below which one is your favorite between the three. Mine is, this one is my number 1. That's on the body. This would be my number 2, and then this one is my number 3. But looking at it, just, you know, black suit, black pants, you know, he's got the open collar shirt that Logan had. That's it. I would have loved one without the coat and with the vest, but I don't know how well a 2-pack Inner Demon set would have sold this late from the game. Now, if it released at the time of the game, probably would have sold like crazy, but years later, probably wouldn't have sold nearly as well. I just realized that after I talked about the sword, I went right into Mr. Negative instead of looking at the other accessories. So when it comes to the Inner Demon's accessories, I guess we looked at Mr. Negative's. The Inner Demon accessories, we have 2 guns that comes along with him. So here we have this in this, like, it's almost like a super dark brown color, but it works well enough. The sculpt of it is nice. Look at the details in there. That is pretty cool. You can see the barrel has an open peg hole there because we get 2 of these smoke effects. So this one should be able to port right on in there. And ta-da! Look at that. That is pretty good. We actually get 2 smoke effects. We've seen these released with like Black Widow figures. So we'll remove that one and we'll get this other one on there. Oop, oh, bent the shit out of that barrel. Careful doing that, man. Soft rubber plastic there, so be careful with that. So we have the other smoke effect, as you can see there. We do get a second gun, as you can see here. This one's not realistic looking. Some nice sculpted detail in there, though. Right? And then you have the barrel. Look at that peg hole there as well, so you can also peg in the smoke effect as if he just fired and shot. Or what else you could do is Hasbro included these blast effects so you can actually show it as if he is shooting right away. And we get 2 of those as well. So you can have, you know, that one on the pistol and then this one on the rifle. Again, you want to hold the barrel and it's not to, you know, bend it like crazy like I did. So that is pretty cool. So smoke effects and blast effects in there. And then for the inner demons, we also get fists to go along with it because he has just the 2 like open holding hands so he can hold the gun. So we got the fists there, and then we also have a baseball bat, so it is just a black handle, like a dark gunmetal color on there, so it would be a metal bat. That looks pretty good. So lots of accessories. So we get the 2 guns, the 2 blasters, the 2 smoke effects, fists for the inner demons, a baseball bat. We get Mr. Negative's sword and the smoke effect that goes along with the sword. So that is pretty cool, but now let's see these guys together again. Okay, so we're going to go over the articulation. Let's take a look at Mr. Negative. He can look down that much. The head is on a disc hinge, so he can look up that much. That is a decent amount there. You can do a full rotation, of course. Not a whole lot of pivot. Arm you can get to go out that much. You get a full rotation in there. Upper bicep swivel. You get a double jointed elbow. It is a reused body, so you get there are still pins, small on the outside, super large on the inside, but that much bend. Wrist swivel, and they do have the standard horizontal hinge on both of them. Ab crunch for Mr. Negative. He can crunch forward that much. He can go back a little bit, but that jacket is really going to hinder and hit the back of the legs there. Waist swivel on this guy. I did forget to mention that he does have a silver belt buckle painted on in there. Legs go out that far apart. Not great, but I think, if I remember, he can actually kick forward a fair amount. So he can kick forward that far. You have an upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed knee. It is pinned because it is a reused body mold, so you have smaller pins on the outside, a little bit larger pins on the inside, but they're all the same color on the elbows and the knees. It's not that big of a deal. No calf swivel or anything like that. You get a foot that hinges down ever so slightly, unless you bend that thin-ass foot and work it around the pant leg, which you could, and get a bigger bend hinge. But going forward is not going to do anything because it's just going to hit the pant leg and it's going to be terrible. These feet suck because they're thin. He doesn't want to stand up. That is just me overly complaining, which I seem to do all the time when it comes to these suited figures, and you guys have taken notice, so not any difference. And see, he can't stand. Man, Inner Demon, this is a better body 100% for sure. Still not the greatest, and I'm going to blame it on these thin feet because they are the same feet, but the legs definitely are better. But anyway, Inner Demon, so the head is on a dumbbell joint, so he's not going to be able to look up as much, so which is good because when you're playing the game and you're trying to do the stealthy stuff, Spider-Man hanging from a ceiling, they don't look up and ever see him, so it works out perfectly. Looking down, he can actually look down a fair amount. Look at that. You get some good pivot going on with this though because of the dumbbell joint, and then a full rotation, of course. The arms, you can get the arm to go basically straight on out like so. You get a full rotation in there. There is the upper bicep swivel. You do have a double jointed elbow. It is a slightly older body even still, so you do have pins slightly larger on the inside, smaller on the outside, but it is all black, so not that big of a deal. Wrist swivel, and they do have the horizontal hinge, and that goes for all 4 hands that he comes with, the 2 open hands and the 2 fists. Ab crunch, he can crunch forward that much, not bad, decent amount. He can crunch back, but the jacket back. It's going to hit the back of the legs. We're hitting that again. Waist swivel in there. Legs go out that far apart, much better than the other suited body legs. He can't kick forward there. That's not actually as much, but that's still a really good amount. Doesn't really go back. Upper thigh cut in there, double jointed knee. They are pinned because, again, slightly older body. Smaller pins on the inside, smaller on the outside, larger on the inside, all black, so it doesn't bother me so much. No calf swivel or boot swivel or anything, but you do get a swivel at the ankle ball. The ball at the ankle swivels. Foot, you can hinge down a little bit. If you want to bend that foot in a little bit, you can work it over the pant leg, up slightly. Ankle pivot and peg holes at the bottom of the feet closer to the toe. I forgot to talk about the ankle pivot on Mr. Negative. Yes, it is technically there. Oh, you know what? They are different feet for sure, because we actually get peg holes on the bottom of the feet there, but they're still thin and don't work as well. So just a heads up on that. But that is the articulation of these guys, so not too shabby. But let's see how they look next to Spider-Man. And I'm not going to be able to one-hand get these guys to stand. Let me lean them back. Oops. You know what? I would like to point out that I was having a hard time getting the inner demon to stand because this leg seemed to not want to really hinge well with the foot and the ankle. One thing that I did is I turned the foot around on the ankle ball. So if you hold the ankle to try and prevent it from swiveling and then get that foot to completely turn around, I've had a much better time getting him to stand without issue. So if that might be kind of the way to do it, because now look at him. He stands nice and easy. Unfortunately for Mr. Negative, that's not an option because those ankles don't swivel. They're part of the leg. But yeah, hey, that's a whole hell of a lot better. So if you guys are experiencing that problem, turn that foot around on the ankle. Don't just swivel the ankle around, obviously, because you would have to turn the foot around. So if you're experiencing those issues with one of the feet, that's what I recommend you doing, because hey, it worked out great for me here. Okay, so here we have the Spider-Man figures from the Spider-Man PS4 game. Now, the Armored Mark 1 is not technically released as a GamerVerse figure, but the mold is 100% based off of the suit skin in the game. So I included it here. We have the Velocity suit and then the Mark 3 armor? Mark 2 armor? I don't remember at this point. So we have here the GamerVerse figures from Spider-Man. I want more. Bring me more. Give me more villains. Rhino Build-A-Figure would be awesome. Give me a Scorpion figure. Doc Ock would be pretty important, I would think, for the video game too, right? All those figures would be cool. Give me an Aunt May. Give me a Silver Sable. Black Cat. Tombstone. Not Tombstone. Tombstone, yeah. He wasn't that important. Hammerhead wasn't super important except for the DLC stuff. And then give me all of the army builders, whether it's the thugs, all the street level people, all the criminals, me a speedball. It would be really cool if we got like all of them. I want all of them from the game. The game was so ridiculously good that I would love to get more figures from it. I doubt they're going to do any of the civilian stuff, but what if we got another Brute figure for the Inner Demons? That would be pretty cool. But at least they're giving us something in addition to, it's a nice little army builder. You can do some really cool things with it. The game's years old at this point. I don't know if they knew how popular the game was really going to be, or how well received it was going to be. Shame on them for not knowing, number one. And it could be that Marvel didn't want to release a lot of merch for it. They didn't think it was going to be worth it. I have no idea. But we got the GameStop exclusive advanced suit, which, is just painted on stuff. There's no new molding to it whatsoever. But it would be really cool. And I think they learned their lesson, giving us the Velocity suit and the armored suit. And then now those two. And then, the two Miles Morales ones. The Miles Morales game was pretty awesome. So they went all out to give us new sculpts and things like that. For this game, when the second game gets released, I'm sure we will get a lot of new figures, maybe even a whole wave. That would be awesome. That's the dream. But give me a new advanced suit. Miles Morales is going to have a new suit in that game as well. They'll probably give us a new one of those figures. And hopefully we'll get a Venom figure and whoever other villains are going to be in the game. But just give me more. But anyway, I think this is an awesome 2-pack of Mr. Negative and Inner Demon, solely on the fact that we're getting additional characters from the game. The suited bodies really do bother me. This one, now that I fixed the foot and he's not so much an issue trying to stand up, up or he leans to one side. That's not a problem. I love the Inner Demon masks. These things look awesome. They're just fantastic. I really love them, so I can't wait to get my other 2 sets so I can have then 3 different Inner Demons representing the 3 different masks. That'll be cool. Mr. Negative, better suited body. We desperately need it because this is just not a good body. It just doesn't work, unfortunately. And I know I'm complaining. I know. But come on, just give us something a little bit better. But I think it's a pretty cool 2-pack. It was $50 when it released, and then now I think it's on sale for $40, and it's in stock. So I'll have a link in the video description below if it's something that you guys want to put in an order for to get. Again, it is a GameStop exclusive, but you let me know down in the comments below your thoughts and everything on this 2-pack, what you think, if you got it, if you plan to get it, if you're holding off. Did you like the game? Did you hate the game? Did you play Miles Morales? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys are interested in joining the MCU Collective, in becoming a channel member, hit that join button. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. Hit that thumbs up button. And as always, thank you guys for watching.